Today we are doing a little Life Over 40s update. I thought I would start this series. In this update, I am giving you a recap of October. During October, I don't know now if I've mentioned it somewhere in one of my other videos, founder of the Good Heart Foundation, she asked me if I wanted to come and speak to the children, and at first I was a little bit hesitant. I've never really done something like this, but I've always wanted to do something like that. And even though I've been scared of doing something like that, I did, like way back when I did Mrs. SA. Why does everything always go back to Mrs. SA? Way back when I did Mrs. SA, I did start thinking about doing something like that. And I started thinking about what I would want to speak about one day if I do get the chance to speak to people. So I was kind of prepared, or I knew what I wanted my topic to be. So on the day that I went to go speak to the kids, I spoke to them about setting goals, dreaming, envisioning where you want your life to go, and basically how to start working towards those dreams or goals that you want to achieve. I was very inspired by Jim Rohn and how he did his goal setting motivational talk. So I used that as a reference on how to go about that.
So, lesson nommer 1 is, as 'n geleentheid vir jou gebied word. Met volle bors. Moenie dink jy is te goed vir die geleentheid wat vir jou gegee word. Dis lesson nommer 1. So daai is my backstory. So eintlik vandag wil ek julle praat oor drome.
So for a first time, I think it went awesome. I did feel that at some places I got emotional, but I got emotional because I was giving examples from my own life, and always in that type of situation, I tend to get emotional. I don't know about other people, but yes, so where I gave examples of my own life, I was a little bit emotional. So luckily that was just at the beginning, in the introduction, when I introduced myself, told them where I was coming from. That part that the emotions were a little bit high and you could hear my voice cracking. And then I was still joking as I was making the speech. I was like, why am I getting emotional? But as soon as that part was over, the rest of it went rather smoothly. Not that that part did not go smoothly, but yes, I was cool and collected from there onwards, and it actually went very good for a first time. Not even for a first time, it went well. So it was quite a lovely opportunity to speak to the kids and to motivate them or help them with goal setting and setting some dreams, or showing them how to dream and dream bigger for themselves, other than just the little town that they are coming from. I feel that in the West Coast, our children, especially in the poorer communities, our children are not exposed to maybe the bigger picture of life. Yes, they've got the TikToks and the Instagram, but I feel that what they watch, what they look at, it's not necessarily always something that can enrich your life or broaden your perspective on life. So I feel I could help them in that vein, with opening up their eyes and maybe broadening their vision of what they want for themselves out of life. So that was something that touched my heart, actually. Then, as part of this, my partnership with the Good Heart Foundation and joining up with my friend Gaynor for her foundation, she invited me to be a VIP guest at her pageant. And then the Thursday before the pageant, there was either the Thursday or the Friday before the pageant, she asked me, Laura, don't you want to be a judge at my pageant? And I told her, I would love to be a judge at your pageant, but all the children already asked me when I did the talk with them, they already asked me, are you going to be a judge? And I told them, no, I'm not going to judge this year. I'm just going to be a guest. So if I now show up all of the sudden Saturday evening, they are going to think that I lied to them, and I do not want them to think that I lied to them. So she said, no, she'll tell them I'm going to be a judge. So in any case, then I decided, okay, I would judge at her event on the Saturday evening. I think this year it was the most, or this pageant, this Saturday evening, it was the most difficult pageant that I've ever judged. All of the children, they were so closely grouped together. It wasn't like normally at other pageants you have like this clear-cut person that's way above the rest. But it was such a close competition in all of the areas. So it was very difficult. But we did it. We got the winners. And then also, if you remember last year, I also judged her pageant. And that was the first time I saw Caitlin Philander live. She was there again this year. And she entertained us again. So yes, it was good to see her on stage again.
Help us to crown Miss and Mr. Personality. Is there someone that can assist me with the table, please? Miss Laura, can you stand on that side for me, please? So that they can hand you the... Thank you very much. Okay. Hier gaat ons. The Personality 2025. Nonetheless, we're almost there. Can the two of you stand together for a picture with the judge, please? There we go. I say... En die handjies vas op storie is 'n deel van die wen. Nee, hou mens hande vas as jy wen. Nou ek wil ook wen. Export. Daar sê thank you.
Then I also had some new products that I bought and tried in October. So that would be the skincare that I shared in one of my videos, and then the other one would be the new makeup brushes that I tried also. So for the skincare, I love the K-Cutic that I bought. I hope I'm remembering the name correctly, but I think it's the K-Cutic that I bought and that I use every day. So it's a day cream, and I do think that it helps with the redness, because I was looking for something that would help me calm down my skin. And also, as mentioned in the other video, my serum was finished, so I was looking for something to replace my serum. So yes, I'm very happy with that item. And then I also received a little a sample, and I've been using that every evening or every second evening when I'm not using one of my regular acids. I'm using that, and I love the way it makes my skin look and feel. So I am seriously considering purchasing a full size of that. So that's just a little recap on the skincare that I bought during October. So earlier in October, it was my sister's wedding anniversary, and we went out for drinks with them to Friday Island in Langebaan. It's one of their favorite places to go to. They had their wedding, what shall we call it, not their wedding reception, but they had a legal wedding first, and then the next day they had the church wedding. So after the legal wedding, we had dinner and drinks at Friday Island, and that is why it's one of their favorite places. Then the last little update is that my my pageant announcement was in the local newspaper. So they shared my story that I was nominated as Mrs. Elite Independent International South Africa 2026, and that I would represent South Africa on the international stage next year in Thailand. If you don't know yet, please, I've got a link down in my description where you can make a donation if you would love to. This is to help me cover my pageant journey. If you don't know, pageants are generally expensive. All of the gowns that you need, the flights, obviously for this one, because it's an international one, I would need flights. I need accommodation on that side. You normally pay an entry fee to do a pageant. Then I've shared in one of my previous videos like all of the different outfits that I needed, the different shoes that I needed. So if you want to, you can make a contribution to my pageant journey in that way. So I've got a backup buddy account, but I would also appreciate it if you would just support me by subscribing to this channel. I am trying to get monetized, so I would love if you would join this family by subscribing. So yes, they shared my news story, the pageant announcement, and then as luck would have it, there was also a news article about the Mr and Miss Paternoster competition in the same paper. So there was also a little tidbit or a little photo of me in that story. So 2 articles in one newspaper or in one news edition. That was awesome. Is that everything for October? It's everything that I can think of at the moment. Tell me, which other videos would you like to see from me? I would love to film those for you if it fits within my niche or what I like to do here on YouTube. I love making lifestyle videos, specifically reviews for you guys, and skincare reviews of places. I love doing fashion. So if it's any of those topics, if you want me to try one of the restaurants in the area or a little bit wider out, let me know in the comments below and I will work on getting that out for you. I hope to see you again next week.